Have you ever wondered what is the world's dumbest animal? Intelligence, as we know it, manifests itself in countless ways in the animal kingdom. From the intricate problem-solving abilities of chimpanzees to the complex communication networks of dolphins, the natural world is replete with examples of astonishing cognitive prowess. Yet for all the brilliance on display, there exists another side to this story. In the grand tapestry of life, we also find creatures whose actions, shall we say, leave something to be desired. These animals, through their seemingly illogical and often hilarious blunders, challenge our very definition of intelligence in the wild. Join me now as we embark on a journey to uncover the contenders for the curious title of the world's dumbest animal. From the rain-soaked fields to the dense bamboo forests, we will delve into the lives of these fascinating creatures, examining the peculiar behaviors and baffling decisions that have earned them their less-than-flattering reputations. So subscribe now and prepare to be amazed, amused, and perhaps even a little bit bewildered by the antics of the animal kingdom's most endearingly foolish members. Our journey begins with a bird that graces our Thanksgiving tables and graces us with its presence throughout the year, the humble turkey. A familiar sight across North America, this large ground-dwelling bird is known for its distinctive gobble and, unfortunately, its somewhat questionable intelligence. While their wild cousins exhibit a certain cunning, domesticated turkeys have gained a reputation for being, well, not the sharpest tools in the shed. Life for a turkey is, in essence, a simple affair. Days are spent foraging for food, pecking at the ground for seeds, insects, and the occasional small reptile. Their social interactions are straightforward, a hierarchy established through gobbles, struts, and displays of plumage. But beneath this simplicity lies a surprising lack of awareness, a certain cluelessness that has left many observers scratching their heads. One might think that an animal domesticated for centuries would have picked up a thing or two about navigating the human world. But alas, this is not the case with the turkey. Tales abound of turkeys attempting to eat pebbles, mistaking their reflections for rivals, and even engaging in staring contests with inanimate objects. It is as if the world around them exists in a perpetual state of bewilderment, a source of endless confusion and amusement. Perhaps the most infamous example of turkeys' less-than-stellar intelligence is their peculiar habit of, drowning in the rain. Yes, you heard that right. These feathered creatures, driven by some unknown avian impulse, have been known to stand with their beaks wide open, gazing skyward as the heavens open and the rain pours down. Now one might assume that an animal equipped with a brain, no matter how small, might eventually realize that staring into the downpour is not conducive to survival. One might expect them to perhaps seek shelter or at the very least close their mouths. But alas, logic does not seem to factor into the turkey's rain-induced trance. They remain, heads tilted back, beaks agape, seemingly oblivious to the fact that they are slowly but surely filling their lungs with water. It is a sight that has baffled farmers and ornithologists alike, this seemingly suicidal behavior that defies all reason. Some speculate that it is an instinctive response, a throwback to their ancestors who may have used rain to help them swallow food. Others believe it could be a form of thermoregulation, a way to cool down on a hot day. Whatever the reason, one thing is for sure, when it comes to rain, turkeys seem to leave their common sense, out in the wet. And if their rain-induced drownings weren't enough, turkeys also hold the dubious distinction of being some of the least spatially aware creatures on the planet. They have been known to get stuck in fences, wander into walls, and even fall into ditches, seemingly oblivious to the obstacles in their path. It's almost as if their depth perception is permanently set to fail, their internal GPS perpetually offline. This lack of spatial awareness extends to their social interactions as well. Turkeys have been observed repeatedly attempting to mate with inanimate objects, mistaking them for potential partners. One can only imagine the confusion and frustration of a turkey as it tries to court a garden gnome or a discarded boot, its advances met with nothing but cold, hard silence. It is a testament to their resilience, perhaps, that turkeys have managed to survive as a species for as long as they have. Despite their apparent lack of intelligence, they continue to roam the fields, gobble at the sky, and occasionally grace our tables. And while we may chuckle at their antics and marvel at their seemingly endless capacity for self-sabotage, we must also remember that intelligence is not a one-size-fits-all concept. From the rain-soaked fields of North America, we journey now to the misty bamboo forests of China, home to one of the world's most iconic and endangered creatures, the giant panda. With their distinctive black and white markings and their seemingly insatiable appetite for bamboo, pandas have captured the hearts of millions around the world. Their image adorns everything from cuddly toys to conservation posters, a symbol of peace, tranquility, and, well, let's just say not necessarily intelligence. For beneath that adorable exterior lies a creature that seems perpetually bewildered by its own existence. Pandas, despite their size and strength, are notoriously clumsy, often stumbling, tripping, and generally making a mess of themselves. They appear to possess an almost uncanny ability to find themselves in awkward and compromising positions, whether it's getting stuck in trees, falling over their own feet, or simply forgetting how to panda. And if their clumsiness weren't endearing enough, pandas also have the unfortunate distinction of being some of the least successful breeders in the animal kingdom. Their low libido, coupled with their apparent lack of understanding when it comes to the birds and the bees, has led to a precarious situation for this iconic species. The mating rituals of pandas are a far cry from the passionate displays of affection one might expect from such seemingly cuddly creatures. In fact, panda courtship is often more akin to a comedy of errors, a series of awkward encounters and missed opportunities. Males, for their part, seem to have a rather tenuous grasp on the concept of seduction. They've been observed attempting to woo their potential mates with all the finesse of a bull in a china shop, often resorting to clumsy advances and ill-timed vocalizations. Females, on the other hand, appear to be equally perplexed by the whole affair. They're known to be incredibly picky when it comes to choosing a mate, often rejecting their suitors for seemingly arbitrary reasons. And even when a pairing does occur, the actual act of mating can be a challenge for these romantically challenged bears. Their anatomy, it seems, is not exactly conducive to amorous entanglements. Their short limbs and rotund bodies make for awkward positioning, and their encounters often end in frustration and disappointment. It's no wonder that panda populations have struggled to recover despite valiant conservation efforts. It seems that love, or at least procreation, is a battlefield that pandas are ill-equipped to conquer. But perhaps the most baffling aspect of panda behavior is their apparent inability to learn from their mistakes. One might think that a creature that spends the majority of its life stumbling, bumbling, and generally making a mess of itself might eventually develop a certain level of awareness, a sense of, hey, maybe I shouldn't walk off that ledge. But alas, such wisdom seems to elude the panda. They will repeatedly fall into the same traps, make the same errors in judgment, and generally conduct themselves with a level of obliviousness that is both endearing and frustrating in equal measure. It's almost as if they possess a remarkable capacity for forgetting, a sort of mental reset button that allows them to approach each new mishap with the same level of unbridled enthusiasm as the last. Whether this is due to a lack of cognitive ability, a simple lack of concern, or perhaps some strange evolutionary quirk remains a mystery. But one thing is for sure. When it comes to learning from their mistakes, pandas seem to have missed the memo. They are creatures of habit, albeit rather unfortunate ones, and their capacity for self-inflicted chaos is truly a sight to behold. From the lush, emerald valleys of New Zealand, a land seemingly untouched by time, emerges a creature of peculiar habits and captivating charm. The kakapo, a rotund parrot cloaked in moss-green feathers, is a paradox of the avian world. While its brethren take to the skies with effortless grace, the kakapo, alas, remains earthbound. Over millennia, the kakapo, in an evolutionary twist, relinquished the power of flight. New Zealand, you see, offered a sanctuary devoid of mammalian predators, a paradise where wings were deemed unnecessary. Freed from the burden of aerial agility, the kakapo thrived, its melodic calls echoing through the silent primeval forests. But this idyllic existence, this carefree life on the forest floor, would soon be challenged. The arrival of humans to these pristine shores heralded a new era, an era fraught with danger for our flightless friend. For the kakapo, Blissfully unaware of the predatory nature of these newcomers, possessed no natural defenses, no innate fear of the two-legged creatures that now roamed its domain. And so began the kakapo's perilous journey towards the brink, a decline driven by habitat loss and the relentless onslaught of introduced predators. The very traits that once ensured its survival, its ground-dwelling nature, its lack of fear, now conspired to threaten its very existence. The kakapo, unlike its quick-witted parrot cousins, seems to lack a certain astuteness when faced with danger. Imagine, if you will, a stoat, sleek and agile, its eyes gleaming with predatory hunger, hot on the trail of our unsuspecting parrot. The kakapo, sensing the approaching threat, freezes, not in a cunning display of camouflage, you understand, but in a state of utter bewilderment. This deer-in-the-headlights response, while endearing in its naivete, is hardly an effective survival strategy. The stoat naturally takes full advantage of the kakapo's paralysis, its instincts honed by generations of hunting experience. The kakapo, rooted to the spot, its mind seemingly devoid of escape plans, becomes an easy target. This lack of problem-solving skills extends beyond predator encounters. The kakapo, you see, is a creature of habit, often sticking to well-worn paths and routines. While this predictability might have served it well in the predator-free past, it now makes the kakapo incredibly vulnerable. Conservationists, in their efforts to protect this endearingly inept bird, have resorted to innovative, if somewhat comical, methods. They've even been known to train dogs to herd kakapos away from danger like feathered sheepdogs guiding their woolly charges. The kakapo's tail is a poignant reminder of the fragility of life, of the delicate balance that exists in the natural world. This remarkable bird, once found in abundance throughout New Zealand, now clings precariously to existence, its numbers reduced to a mere whisper in the wind. But all is not lost. In recent years, thanks to the tireless efforts of dedicated conservationists, the kakapo has been thrown a lifeline. Intensive breeding programs, coupled with the removal of introduced predators from their island strongholds, have offered a beacon of hope for this endearingly clumsy parrot. These fluffy, green chicks, each one a testament to the resilience of life, represent a new generation, a chance for the kakapo to reclaim its place in the grand tapestry of nature. Their survival hinges on our continued commitment to their protection, on our understanding that even the seemingly dumbest of creatures possess a unique value, a role to play in the intricate web of life. The kakapo's story is far from over, and with our help this charming bird may yet rise again, its booming calls once more echoing through the forests of New Zealand. And now we venture deep into the rainforests of Central and South America, a world of vibrant life and constant competition. It is here that we encounter the sloth, a creature that seems to exist in a world of its own, moving at a pace far removed from the frenetic energy of the jungle. The sloth's every movement is a study in languid deliberation. Its long claws, perfectly adapted for hanging upside down, are also a hindrance on the ground, making each step a laborious effort. This slow pace, while seemingly disadvantageous, is actually a key to the sloth's survival. Their slow metabolism allows them to survive on a diet of leaves, which are low in nutrients and require a great deal of energy to digest. And their sluggish movements make them difficult for predators to spot in the dappled light of the forest canopy. Yet this lack of urgency extends beyond mere movement. Sloths exhibit a certain social detachment, rarely interacting with one another outside of mating season. Their solitary lives are a testament to their low-energy lifestyle. High up in the canopy, the sloth might seem safe, but life at a snail's pace can lead to mishaps. A sudden gust of wind, a misjudged branch, and the sloth can find itself plummeting towards the forest floor. One might think that such a fall would be fatal, but surprisingly, sloths are rather resilient. Their relaxed musculature and slow heart rate seem to cushion the impact, and they often survive falls that would kill other animals. However, reaching the safety of the trees once on the ground is a different matter entirely. Their lack of speed makes them vulnerable to predators, and their clumsy movements make the journey back up a perilous one. It is in these moments when danger lurks and quick thinking is required that the sloth's limitations become most apparent. Their slow reaction time and lack of agility leave them with few options, and survival often comes down to sheer luck. The sloth's low social intelligence is evident in their infrequent and often awkward interactions. Unlike primates, with their complex social structures and communication, sloths seem content in their solitary world. They spend the majority of their lives hanging upside down, sleeping for up to 20 hours a day. This lack of social engagement and apparent lack of curiosity might seem like a disadvantage, yet the sloth persists. Perhaps intelligence, as we understand it, is not the only measure of success in the animal kingdom. The sloth, in its own quiet way, has found a niche where slow and steady wins the race. Their survival is a testament to the power of adaptation, proving that even the most seemingly ill-equipped creatures can thrive in the right environment. From the lush rainforests, we journey now to the open savannas of Africa, a land of scorching sun and vast horizons. Here we find the ostrich, the largest bird on earth, a creature of remarkable speed and surprising foolishness. Standing nearly 10 feet tall and weighing over 300 pounds, the ostrich is a true giant of the avian world. And its powerful legs can carry it at speeds of up to 43 miles per hour, making it the fastest bird on land. But despite its impressive physical attributes, the ostrich has earned a reputation for being, shall we say, less than intelligent. The image of an ostrich burying its head in the sand when danger approaches is a common one, though entirely inaccurate. This myth likely stems from the ostrich's habit of lowering its head to the ground to swallow sand and pebbles, which aid in digestion. From a distance, this posture might indeed resemble a bird attempting to hide from reality. While the ostrich's head-burying antics are a myth, its defensive strategies are no less peculiar. When threatened, an ostrich will often try to outrun its pursuer, relying on its incredible speed to escape danger. However, if cornered or protecting its young, the ostrich will stand its ground and fight back, delivering powerful kicks with its long, clawed feet. These kicks can be deadly, even to large predators like lions. Another defensive tactic employed by the ostrich is surprisingly theatrical. When faced with a threat, the ostrich will sometimes collapse to the ground and spread its wings wide, mimicking the appearance of a sick or injured animal. This dramatic display might seem foolish, but it can be surprisingly effective. Many predators are wary of approaching potentially diseased prey, and the ostrich's performance often buys it precious time to escape. The ostrich's seemingly dim-witted behavior is perhaps best understood in the context of its environment. On the open savanna, where there is little cover to hide, speed and intimidation are essential survival tools. The ostrich's large size and powerful legs make it a formidable opponent, even for the most seasoned predator, and its dramatic displays, while seemingly foolish, are a testament to its ability to adapt and survive in a harsh and unforgiving landscape. So is the ostrich truly a dumb animal, or is its apparent foolishness simply a different kind of intelligence, honed over millennia to ensure its survival in a world where danger lurks around every corner? From the rainforest to the savannas, we've explored the animal kingdom's seemingly less intelligent members. The turkey, drowning in the rain, the clumsy panda, the frozen kakapo, the sluggish sloth, and the head-bearing ostrich. Their struggles, while amusing, remind us that intelligence is not a single monolithic trait, but rather a diverse spectrum of adaptations shaped by the relentless pressures of natural selection. What might seem like foolishness to us could be the key to survival in their world, and perhaps, just perhaps, there's a lesson in that for us all. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the lighter side of the animal kingdom. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating glimpses into the wonders of nature.